Hello. So today it's quite a unusual video because I got this, well, to say collection maybe an overstatement, but quite over the few years I acquired few knives from eBay. So this is going to be my review, comparison and experience on buying knives. So first knife that I got, it's this knife. Came from Thailand for about few bucks. I don't know, maybe four, but it's nothing special and it's not that really sharp. But the problem with this one is that the blade itself has very high content of iron in it, so it's rust in front of your eyes. I tried to polish it a little bit for you, because I use this in my garden. It's very good knife for taking the roots out or whatever. I do not keep it that sharp because I don't know if you can see, but the blade is super thin and it actually came very bent. So I got it for free because I wrote to the seller that, hey dude, the knife is bent, curved in the way it's not supposed to be. It's totally not like in the picture. So he refunded me. But anyway, it's, you could call it a custom knife, but it's just basic garage shit, just was put together. But as a free gift, it's decent enough. So as a knife, it's seen very rough times and I abuse it a lot. I left a little bit of rust here, so you can actually see, and this is mild. On the end it had much more rust. So as I said, I do not keep it sharp, but it's just sharp enough so it could slice through business cards. But as I said, it's heavy duty, like utility knife. It's not supposed to be super sharp in itself. So there's that. Second knife that I want to show you is this. And I'm not joking, this was official name: Cool Self-Defense Finger Paw Fishing Survival Pocket Knife and the sheath. So it came in the fake leather sheath, and at first I was carrying in my jeans pocket, the front one, the small one, and it fit perfectly, it sit well, and I was happy because I could just pop it in, pop it out. But over the time I noticed that the sheath itself began to, if it will focus, yeah, it began to cut from inside. So one day you can get very nasty surprise. So here's the knife itself. It was all black, but the angle of the blade was all wonky and messed up, so I had to reshape everything, and while I was reshaping the edge itself, it got scratched around here, so it didn't look that good, so I polished this side as well. So again, I paid for it, I don't know, I bought it on the auction for $2.50 maybe dollars, so it's very cheap knife, and the hardness of it is 55 HRC. The more knife guys can explain it to you rather than me. I just like to have cool knives around me, sharp knives, and it's not been sharpened, so it's a little bit tearing, but it cuts quite well. So I will need to sharpen it, so in order to get better results but it cuts cleanly, so that's the main focus. Yeah, you can see you can cut small pieces, pretty nice. So it's not the sharpest of my knives because I let it go a little bit, and actually while I was reshaping the edge, it's not totally correct. I need to do a better job, but you can see where it's polished and differs from here on the edge around here, because as knife should be like this, it came like this, so it was really messed up, but I fixed it and it's now decent enough. Second on my list is this small survival knife. What I like about this is very small, so you can carry it in your pocket all the time. It weighs about nothing. It has very nice blade on it. It was sharp as hell when I got it, but through the time and abuse it got beat up a little bit, but nothing what good sharpening cannot help. It has a clip, so you can clip it to your belt loop or put it on the keychain, so it's very nice, and it's actually paid for it around $4, so small, cheap, but very nice knife. One thing I do not like about it, it doesn't have a fix, so you do not need to do anything so when you're cutting. So if you're going with downward force, so it is okay, but if you want to go inwards, it bends, and actually while doing that you can hurt yourself pretty bad, and I almost cut myself when I was doing a little bit of cutting of the metal box, a little bracket in it so the wire could go through, and actually I was using the motion and I got inwards a little bit and it bent fast, so that was pretty close, but it was alright. So once again, this is a lot sharper knife. Now you can see. So you can cut any teeny tiny bits of it. Maybe like this. So it cuts pretty well, and once again you can get any knife to the razor sharp edge, but this is very nice to have on you all the time if you need to cut something. So it cuts like butter, very good. So once again, $4, not that expensive, but very nice to have around. Next we have a buck knife which came with this little pocket, and this is buck B33. What I like about this comparing to this, it locks in place, so you're not going to be cutting yourself. So I'm pretty sure that this is not the original knife because I paid for it only $4. Once again, I'm into that cheap knife thing. Yeah, I would like to have some custom made knife which is very nice, has nice materials such as titanium or carbon fiber or very nice grade steel, but I just can't justify myself buying those knives. Although it's a good saying, although you can buy something, you have money for it, it's not necessarily you can afford it. So this is true with those expensive knives, because I cannot justify them, because usually I buy a knife to use it, not just to have it in my pocket and flaunt around. So it's going to be used and get a lot of abuse. This one It's small, nice, but what I do not like about, well, it's not that big of a problem, but this flimsy rope kind of thing, it's like a shoelace. They would better put paracord like on this one, but I guess it costs money, why to put something. So this one actually came even sharper from the box. Highly recommend this model because I like how it looks. It has very nice look on it, and actually came with very nice edge. So when I was sharpening it, it was quite a refined edge, so I did not have to try to find the perfect position not to scratch the finish, the black finish on it. So it was very nice. So also very sharp knife, very easy to sharpen it, and very good to have for the EDC purposes, I guess. So cuts very nice. So there's buck B33. Hardness of this is 53 HRC. So once again, this one, this is my probably the favorite of all knives that I bought from eBay. And once again, I buy only cheap knives, I abuse them, and I'm not sad to throw them away. It comes from this sheath, but actually I don't really like it, because right now when it's put in, it sits very nice, but this kind of safety lock, it's very tight in. So it's basically, if you want to put it comfortably with one hand, you have to do this when it's out, and this does not look good. At first I thought that when I'm going to put it in on the belt, it's going to sag a little bit and it's going to stay in there, but I was sadly mistaken. So it just stays like this. So I usually use it like this. I just carry it around, put it in my car, in my toolbox or whatever, traveling everywhere where I'm going. It's on the bigger side, but it has very nice appearance. It is buck 768 or 009. Once again, it's cheap Chinese replica of buck hunting knife, and this one is actually very nice, and I recently sharpened it. So if we go, it cuts like butter. Very nice knife. Cost me around $8 with shipping. As always, Chinese supports free shipping, and it has very nice weight to it, but it's not too heavy. It's very comfortable to hold it in your hand. So if you are watching for fixed blade knife and you don't want to spend a ton of money to have something durable, because this one took a lot of abuse for me, and the blade itself, it's still in the fairly good shape. So very nice purchase. And lastly, cheap crappy knife from local hardware store. It cost me a little bit less than $3. So it's a very good purchase for the price. One thing I don't like about it, this camo paint, because camo paint just looks stupid on knives. I don't know who thought that this is going to be a very good idea, but all in all, it has very curved blade, so sharpening it is a bitch. I don't know how to sharpen curved knives, so this is semi sharp, It has nice refined edge, but I'm using that just for cutting anything which needs a lot of force, because it's pretty thick for that. And it also has those teeth, which also have been painted, and they were not that sharp, but I used my multi-tool sharpener bit, and it has pointy edge on it, so it does the job very nice and keeps the angle consistent if you know till what point to go. So it keeps your serrated knives very sharp at this point. So basically this is my little knife collection. I'm waiting for a few more knives to come in, and for the sharpening, this is my simple diamond sharpening multi-tool. For the serrated parts, you have flat side, curved on the side, and for fishing hooks. So it's a very nice thing to have. I paid it maybe $3 or $4. So it's very useful and very good to have. And I have diamond plates. This actually, I think, goes for some kind of sharpening system, but I just bought them because I needed something to sharpen my knives, and in my local hardware stores there were only 200 and 400 grit, and this is 500, this 800. And for polishing, very nice feature to have. I always carry my whetstone, 3000 side, 10,000 side, so it polishes the knives very well. So I always have one, because simply you are not going to do much sharpening with this one. So, as I said, polishing and also realigning your edge. So couple strokes and there is no burr left on your knife, so it's razor sharp in few seconds if you are using it correctly. So there's that. Thank you for watching, and wait for similar videos. Bye.